Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole immediately put him on the trade watch list. Did you hear Stephen A. Smith's report?
I can tell you right now that Draymond Green is expecting this to be his last year in Golden State.
Okay, much more on that later in the video, but every year a big name is traded. That name will probably come from this list. First, Russell Westbrook. I actually think it was smart not to trade him before the season because we don't know how LeBron and AD are gonna play. What if this is another wasted season anyway? They could get hurt. Then the Lakers gave up everything for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. But maybe the price will come down by the deadline. The trade everyone talks about is Buddy Hield and Miles Turner for Russell Westbrook and maybe just one first-round pick. Why would Indy do this? Because Turner's gonna leave in free agency anyway, so it's basically Russ for 3 months, and they trade Buddy Hield for a really valuable first. But let's do today's roast, brought to you by Trade Coffee. I have to roast the Rob Pelinka haters. Everyone's saying, oh, he's the worst GM in the world. How could he get an extension? The Russell Westbrook deal is so embarrassing. Yeah, but it wasn't even Rob's decision. That was LeBron James. If he hadn't have stepped in and made it happen, Pelinka didn't want to do that deal. If it was up to Rob Pelinka, LA would have gotten DeMar DeRozan and Buddy Hield. Now, I don't love letting Alex Caruso go for nothing. That was stupid. But if you're gonna rip somebody, rip LeBron, not Rob. Next, Damian Lillard. But first, guys, I love coffee. I invested a lot in my little coffee machine, and whenever I travel, I love to go to coffee shops. So I was pumped to hear about Trade Coffee. They support local cafes around the country by delivering their perfect roast to you. And it's super easy too. You do not have to be an expert. You just tell Trade what you like in a coffee. They search around the country to find that perfect cup. You spend like less than 5 minutes, then it improves your entire coffee life. Trade partners with the nation's top independent roasters to send you coffee they know you'll love, fresh to your home on your schedule. And you get to support small local businesses, a win-win. And I know that sounds expensive, but they have a plan for every single budget. So I told them that I like whole espresso beans, not too dark, not too light. They sent me a bag from Airship Coffee in Bentonville, Arkansas. How cool is that? They nailed it. I know on the packaging it says it has like notes of walnut and dark chocolate. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not that big of an expert. All I know is it tasted like the perfect cup of espresso that I love. So upgrade your coffee with Trade Coffee. Right now they are offering us a total of $30 off a subscription plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/amhoops. drinktrade.com/amhoops for $30 off your subscription to the best coffee in the country. Next, Damian Lillard. Obviously, Dame just signed that extension. This trade couldn't happen for a few months. He doesn't want to trade, but listen to how he kind of left the door open.
I want to win. I want to win in Portland. You know, it'll mean something to me to do it here. I would love to finish my career here. That's my plan. You know, and I don't say that with the expectation that, you know, they couldn't ever decide one day that, all right, we want to move on. You know, what do you want to do?
Exactly. If a deal happens, it'll come from the team, not from Dame. And does anyone actually think they'll contend? Even with Jeremy Grant? No. So if the team wants to deal him ever, it's got to happen now because his trade value can only go one way. And only one team makes sense. They are all in on the next star trade. That is the Knicks getting Dame. The Blazers get Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, and 5 first-round picks. It only includes 3 unprotected first. Now, they didn't want to give up Quentin Grimes for Donovan Mitchell, but obviously Dame is a step up. Their core, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Damian Lillard. Not title contenders, but good enough to attract another star. The Blazers do this because, let's be honest, no one else is gonna offer more than that. Next, John Collins. Been in trade rumors for years. If the Hawks don't live up to expectations, and I don't think they will move Collins. He's a young athletic forward who can help a lot of teams. 16 points, 8 boards a night. He could do even more than that without Trae Young. Teams reported with interest were the Celtics, the Kings, the Mavericks, the Pistons, and the T-Wolves. Now, of course, we can cross out the Celtics and the Wolves because they did their big trades. And the Hawks and the Kings already traded with each other for Kevin Huerter, so I don't see another deal. Detroit, not on this list anymore because they don't have Jeremy Grant. So the Mavericks get Collins for Reggie Bullock, Maxi Kleber, and 2 first-round picks. Atlanta upgrades their front court defense, which is their Achilles heel, and Dallas still keeps their #1 defender in Dorian Finney-Smith. And Collins works so well with Luka because he's used to playing with a ball-dominant guard already. He is also on a cheap enough contract to fit in a 3rd star player eventually in their salary cap. Next, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. How frustrating will it be when they're benching him to lose games at the end of the year for Victor Wembanyama? I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about him wanting a trade. The rumors come from other sources. Drake just posted a Team Canada photo of SGA after rumors the Raptors are closely monitoring. A New York reporter said, OKC point guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is often mentioned for the Knicks. And of course OKC says we're not going to trade him. Translation, it will take a ridiculous offer. So what about the Raptors get him for OG Anunoby, Gary Trent Jr., and 3 unprotected firsts? Raptors fans will say this is an overpay, but hear me out. You're going to have to outbid the Knicks. Because again, the Knicks are going to be all in on any star trade, and they'll probably offer a bunch of picks as well, but the Raps offer is better because of the players. OG, a great young defender. GT, a great young shooter. Toronto just cannot let a Canadian all-star level talent get away if he's available. Next, Bradley Beal. Look, I hate to keep bringing up Bradley Beal. I know it's old and he just signed a max extension. But when the Wizards suck, the rumors are going to come right back. And DC gave him a no trade clause. So to me, there's only 3 teams that make sense. All 3 can 1, afford Bradley Beal, and 2, are teams he would agree to. That list, the Celtics, the Knicks, and the Blazers. Beal is boys with Jason Tatum and Damian Lillard. If Dame is serious about winning in Portland, Beal makes sense. The Knicks, as we've talked about, have the assets, and most players want to be in New York. But what would it take for Boston? The Celtics get Beal and Will Barton, and the Wizards get Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, and Luke Cornett for salary. I know Jaylen is younger than Bradley Beal, but Beal's only 29 years old. He is signed through the rest of his prime. Boston also gets Will Barton, DC's best perimeter defender, for the defense they lose in Jaylen Brown. Washington does this for Brown, who is an all-star 2-way player on a friendly deal. Draymond Green. What team does he want to go to?
He want to be a Laker. He ain't going to tell anybody that. But don't think I don't know. He'd prefer to be a Laker if he got to leave Golden State.
Okay, we already dropped this trade in a recent video where the Lakers get Draymond Green, the Warriors get Miles Turner, TJ McConnell, and a 2027 Lakers first. The Pacers would get Russ and that 2029 Lakers first. But guess what, Draymond? You don't get to pick where you go. You're not Bradley Beal. The other 2 teams that would take Draymond, other than LA, are the Pistons and the Mavericks. Dre is from Detroit. They're gonna have cap space. He would bring a lot on and off the court. Plus, if anyone gets out of line. The Mavericks, though, could trade Davis Bertans, Dorian Finney-Smith, a 2027 first, and a 29 lottery-protected first. The Dubs get an elite shooter in Bertans and a great 3-and-D wing in DFS. They use those picks to upgrade later, or they can keep them and draft with them when the young players take over. We know Luka's offense wins big games, but they are missing a defensive play caller, a transition specialist, and championship experience. That is Draymond, not to mention a legit enforcer, which Luka needs. There's so much more to talk about with this Draymond Jordan Poole thing, but what we all really want to know after we find out that, okay, Jordan Poole is fine physically, he's healthy, is what happens now? And I made my official prediction about how I think this will all turn out, and it has everything to do with Kevin Durant. Check it out.